craptastic. Hello? 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 Now this cringe motherboard doesn't have like good it doesn't have load line settings really. It just has auto, high, and standard, and I don't know what that means. Hello? 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 I guess I could. Window capture? Steam web helper. Ooh. Although, I don't know how to size it appropriately. Goodbye, Patchouli's hat. So I'm gonna assume that standard means there's some amount of V-droop, which is what I want. And disable the internal graphics. This should be the graphics load line, which won't matter. This can probably handle 1.3, let's say 8 V-core with this cooling. And I don't know what VCCIO does, and I don't think PLL over voltage matters under air. Chipset voltage doesn't matter, DRAM voltage doesn't matter because I'm not overclocking that. I did order Samsung B-die since yours is not Samsung B-die. which means it is cringe. And if this can't do 46, cringe. And don't care about Encore. All of this should already be unlimited. Yeah. Ugh. Of course I reset it. Why would I not reset it? Wait, I wanted to get like baseline numbers. I'll just use XTU to downclock it, I guess. Bleh, that's not the right resolution. What does that even mean? Okay. I wanted to get some... Oh my god, Windows. Oh wait, I don't have hardware info installed natively anyway. Whatever. It didn't crash immediately, which is good. Oh, what the hell? I can't believe that that setting only changes one core. That's so stupid. $46,888 is not what I wanted. Shut up. Like, is that true? Wow, that's crazy. Why is it 3.5? That's not even the base clock. I guess it's probably a failsafe because 800 is a stupid setting to have. Maybe this BIOS is one of those evil ones where nothing makes sense. In either case, I'll just use XTU, I guess. The stock limit for this processor is 3.6 gigahertz all-core. And they didn't have this super fancy boosting back then. So this should be more than generous. And I'll exit all this stuff for now. Oh, really? Yeah, some of them are just trash like that. I mean, maybe I need to go and set the flex ratio for every single core. That would be annoying. Cinebench R15 3.6 gigahertz stock Cinebench R20 Cinebench R23 Cinebench R24 that's 619 cringe. Now R20. There's Y Cruncher 1B. And it's gonna take forever because it's only 4 cores. Yeah. It's so slow. 3.6 is nothing. It's not going to take that long. So what else is there? Hardware, or Benchmate has Cinebench. I guess I could do an 11.5. And there's R15 Extreme. It also has GPU Pi, which doesn't use a GPU. Pi Prime, but that's memory latency, not really CPU. Pi Fast, W Prime. There are more sizes than Y Cruncher 1B. No, it has to do the whole benchmark. But Y Cruncher 1B already takes like 90 seconds on this. 5B, I don't even know. And that's a big memory bandwidth benchmark. I mean, DDR4 3200 isn't the worst, but even on DDR5 with a 16-core AVX 512 CPU, Y Cruncher 5B takes over a minute. That would be a long test. Oh my god. But HardwareBot has more benchmarks than just what's in Benchmate. Well, there's no detail in the walls. Oh, right. There's 7-zip. 3D Mark CPU profile. CPU frequency, that's not really something you can, you know, Oh, it's almost there. Jesus Christ. 1481. Now, if you thought that was bad. It's not a high score. There's Geekbench. There's the X265 benchmark. There's PC Mark, but that's not something I'm gonna bother downloading. Technically, XTU has a benchmark too. But most people just do what's in Benchmade now. Yeah, I mean, it's old. Technically, they still take benchmarks, but I mean, everything that doesn't go through Benchmate has to have a manual review, I think. So the 6600K on hardware bot, people have submitted PC Mark scores. Bye, kitty. To Gumball. It's still going. Lord, save me. By the way, for comparison, what is this, R23? Look at how fast this completes on my desktop. Ugh, 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 ugh. I mean, it's not instant, but you know, that's 44,000 points. It's 16 cores. Now the thing is, I don't know how to do their X265 benchmark. Oh, you need to download it from the rules page. That makes sense. 3808. And don't even think about the single core benchmark. Good Lord. Why would you say that? my god, it's still preparing. Cause it's Cinebench. I don't know. They always have weird things for advertising graphics rendering software. Warm up, processing textures. That's the status. %77%. It's a I have another one. Hold on. Well, that was not helpful because it doesn't have the model number on it. What? It can't run it with... Oh my god. Seriously? It's a Radeon R5 430. You're telling me a gigabyte of VRAM isn't enough? What the fuck? Does this need more than 2 gigs of memory per core? Maybe it'll work if I run it again. I stole these from office PCs. Is it working? Although, you know, I'm regretting selling one of the Office PC ones because I could have used it here. It's working. Slowly. Once again, for comparison, I mean, it's not fast even on this one. This is their newest benchmark, after all. But, you know, there's a difference. And it's killing my stream. Oh my god, it's so slow. but there's a record for it, so you know, I gotta do it. There's only 4 runs. But the data, the science. Well, this is Cinebench 2024, so it's from 2024. But it only uses AVX2, not AVX512. Because, you know, Intel. Now, the top score for this CPU on HardwareBot is only running at 5 gigahertz underwater cooling, so any Sub-Zero should... Oh my god, what? What the fuck is that cooling setup? It looks like he was using chilled water though. Like, what the fuck is that? It looks like there's condensation, but it doesn't look like he insulated his board. Or maybe there's just foam in there? I don't know, that's kind of weird. He didn't use Benchmate, so it doesn't show the temperature or anything when it was running. Weird. Wow. It's still going. Wow. 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 That's the longest one by far. And the score prediction is only 165. Only viewer. Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. You know what you gotta do when there's nothing else to do. Whoa, ho, 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 this is YouTube, buddy. I don't know, they might be able to tell. Now, how terrible does this look with YouTube streaming bitrate? It says I'm not dropping any frames, at least. This is a Christian stream. Well, it's also really low resolution, relatively anyway. It's only going to be like 500 vertical pixels. Yikes. Survivable. Survivable. Definitely survivable. What do you think is stronger? God's flesh and bone, or a couple of bolts? The Eurobeat made me drive faster than what was safe. No, he's getting away. Ugh. No. I don't know. It might be over though. I mean, the scenario might end it for me. It makes you respect our cops and our law enforcement in real life, right? Imagine having to chase someone in a sports car in a Crown Victoria and just not being able to catch up because of, you know, the obvious spec difference. Wouldn't it be pretty emasculating? You know, as an officer of the law? Yeah, and... And they do. And they do. Yeah. Wouldn't you stay? Wouldn't you stay at this point? It's like halfway done. Is it even halfway done, technically? Oh god, it's slow. It's so slow. I don't know if memory impacts this at all. historically, memory has had very, very low impact on Cinebench. What? Frame, not brain. Okay. For this, how are you gonna, you know, move him around? How are you gonna move him around without any body weight? I don't have competitive conditions. Kansai Jurifto! Well, traction is, you know, what you need to spin them out. Whoops. I don't have competitive conditions. Like this? Oh. I don't have competitive conditions enabled. Wait. Oh. And I don't see. There's no weight. There's no weight. How are you supposed to push him? I don't know. You're a frickin' noob. called out. Ooh! I don't know if they cover that one in the academy. Oh my. No, that's not a yes. He's still going. And no. I have 3. I have an open differential. I literally cannot accelerate. It's over. It did it for me because he got too far away. I didn't restart it. It's over. Welded differential on the police car. Oh! Yikes. Yeah. If I had pedals. Yeah. Well, how about you buy some for me, okay? It already has a limited slip. Welded. It was already limited slip. Now it's welded in case I lose a wheel. We're not paying for tire maintenance. Differentials don't stop you from taking turns. They give you less tire wear, and they take less energy to make a turn, but, you know, it's not like they're required. Blech. Coward AI, do something. But yeah, but BeamNG has terrible traction, tire, grip stuff in general. The real sim racers complain about it all the time. You're not a real sim racer, though. Oh, my drive shaft broke. No, they complain about the tires. They're really relatively low poly. Then you haven't participated in many arguments related to BeamNG and its tires. It's only got 4 more squares. Ugh. The body provides a lot of stiffness. Who knew? It's only got 1.5 more squares. It's only got half of a square. It's done! 239 points. Wow. The lowest score on Hardware Bot is 295 at 4.6 gigahertz. What other score? This is stock. The point is to get a baseline, because I want to make a little blog post. Now 11.5. No, it did not beat my 9950 X3D. Oh, you're so silly. How the hell do I move a cell in Excel? Or rather, in Google Sheets. There we go. Old Billy G. Back at it again. 6.73 points. R15 Extreme. Now this is for HEDT, which means it'll take a bit longer. Not as long as R24, because HEDT is ancient, but it'll take a bit. I had another viewer for a little bit, but they didn't say anything. Oh, I see. I can't believe the YouTube algorithm isn't promoting my inventive and new live stream. How fucking dare they? What the hell does truck brain car mean? And who am I gonna chase? Turn this car into a truck? How is it ever going to catch up? What, like, the MD? That's never gonna catch up. It can't even do 100. Oh, was there? Yeah, this one can, but the MD cannot. Well, yeah. I was thinking about posting the link to Telegram, but they might be mean to me. Or more likely, just not watch it. How many times have I told you to make a Telegram account? Oh, I don't remember that. Wait, this doesn't have a radiator without the body. What are you supposed to do about that? Okay. Wait, no, it's done. That is what? Oh, my mic. 161. Wow. Y Cruncher. 1 billion. This'll take like 90 seconds. Kansai Drifto. Oh, oh. Hello? 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 I'm not gonna make it. It's gonna be so over. But then, with a mighty we're back. No, it's over. It's over. .361 seconds. Now this is actually a lot more CPU dependent in this generation than it is now, because CPUs are just so fast now. It just waits on memory most of the time. AVX 512 as well accelerates things to a ridiculous degree. What haven't I done? GPU Pi. Yes. I know. 100 million CPU. Oh my god. Can I not do this? What's the point of having a CPU benchmark that doesn't work? Oh, when your window gets hit and it stops updating. That's not good. GPU Pi for CPU. Shouldn't. This guy did it with a GT 730. Why does this care about the GPU? What? Do I need a CPU OpenCL driver? Apparently. Okay. That's very dumb. While I'm here, I may as well download the things I need here. Yeah. There you go. That was easy. Windows 10 doesn't have RAR extract built in. I'm bloating my install. Wait. Out of memory. WinRAR is garbage. I don't think 8 gigabytes of memory is enough to do this. I'll try rebooting. Oh no. It's not enough memory. Okay then. Oh no, wait a second. Need to fix the settings. Or not. Thanks, Intel XTU. $23,024. How long will that take? Not worth it. Sure. Not the end of the world. Nothing of import. It's running. I mean, the only reason to do baseline stuff, I'm not gonna do literally everything, because I do want to actually, you know, overclock a little bit. This is all stock, which means boring. I'll just do pi prime and pi fast, and then actually overclock it. Okay, pi fast. $18.00. Pi prime 2b This is more a memory latency benchmark than a CPU benchmark. That is a disgustingly bad score. This memory you sent is garbage. Is that everything? Pi prime, pi fast, W prime, okay. I did order Samsung B-Die, which is generally considered the best DDR4 memory. But it's not here yet. The thing is that 4 gig modules are also just slower than 8 gig, just because of the way that they are. Okay, what if I leave that on auto? What the fuck happened here? Okay, so I'm gonna set all of these ratios to 46. I guess I'll set that to 46 too. Leave the uncore where it is. Enabled? Disabled? I don't remember what this does. Wait. That should set them all to 46 with 1.38 V-core. I don't know if it will, but it should. If they're not, you know, regarded. Regards with a G. A hard G. Don't check for beta updates. Why is that a thing by default? It's still 3.6. How? How? How is it still 3.6? Why? It was 4.6 all here. What? But not the right voltage. What? Did you ever even do that? What the hell? What the hell? What the freaking... It wouldn't be fast boot, would it? There's not that many settings here. Hello, Google. It's not even like it's resetting in the BIOS, it's just not applying at all correctly. What? Whatever. I guess I'll just use XTU. So what I'm gonna do here is just run AVX2 Y cruncher stress test and see how toasty things are getting. Did it crash? It crashed instantly. Maybe it can take 1.4 volts. I don't know. Maybe. No. Maybe that load line option is so V-droopy. Now this doesn't show all the sensors that I want to see. Like it says the vid is 1.43? But the V-core measured by the sensor is only 1.3. Now the thing about voltage is that it's not actually that dangerous as long as it's not hot, but you also don't want a spike to go to like 1.6 volts when you're not under LN2. I mean, this is not bad, as it is. Now what is it when I close this? Honestly, even 1.45 is fine. You know, short term. But is this going up? Does it even apply voltages this high? I don't know. Will it work? Doesn't seem like it's changing. I feel like I have to reset the BIOS because I don't trust anything that's happening anymore. I might have to do everything through Intel XTU. Or maybe the, you know, motherfucking, if only I had an oscilloscope like my hero, Build Zoid. Could you buy me an oscilloscope? Please. Please. So now here, now it's detecting V-core, which is much higher. Of course, the temperature is commensurately higher as well. I'm gonna see if V-droop exists. But the thing is, you can't really trust these sensors. Unless you know that... without verifying them. But you need, like, an oscilloscope to verify them. A multimeter doesn't really update quickly enough. If I set that to standard, that is measuring the same. Hold on. .368 is what it was measuring before. So that's lower, which is what I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna put it all the way up to 1.4 and 4.6, and it did not immediately crash. That temperature is completely fine. I'm gonna try AVX2 though. That temperature is less fine. But, you know, it's just a benchmark. And it's not throttling, technically. I'm gonna see if I can bump it up anymore. Oh, not immediately crashing. That's 4.7 on air. .67 on one core. That's not a great spread. Okay, I'll bump it up to 4.8. No, damn it. Well, I think 1.4 volts is pretty much the limit for air. I guess I could try edging it a little bit higher, but I don't know if it'll help when it's an instant blue screen. And I'll have to look up the specs for these voltage modules. I'll try 1.42. I feel like it's probably gonna crash though. I mean, 4.8 Skylake era, most chips would not be able to do 4.8 under air. That's a crash. There was actually a thread where people had statistics. According to this chart on overclockers.net, or overclock.net, the average overclock was 4.68 at 1.38, which is basically this. The median is 4.7 at 1.38. Although that's combined for all Skylake, because you know the 6600K is worse than the 6700K. For the 6600K, the average was 4.64 at 1.38. So if this can do 4.7 at 1.4, that's actually really good. Well, it's better than average. It's not really good. But this is air. And it's also not even using like good thermal paste. Blech. Okay. Yeah. You go off, King. So this is 4.7 gigahertz at 1.4 volt on air. Let's hit it with a Cinebench. It's not crashing. Although I want to get some statistics. But the thing is, opening hardware info actually affects the benchmark results. Because, you know, hardware info has to run on it. Those temperatures aren't even bad though. But you know, AVX2 is just so much more power hungry. It can make it crash when it's all AVX2. 749. Despite being 30% higher clock speeds, Why did that open so much bigger? It's only 21% more score. Then again, I did open hardware info and I moved the mouse and everything. I'll try pushing the voltage a little bit more and see how hot it gets. It might be able to take 1.45. Not that that necessarily means it'll be stable. Anyway. 80, 85. 1.43 takes it up to 88. 90. 88, 90. For a full synthetic AVX2 workload, which is worse than any benchmark is going to be, it might still instantly crash when I hit 4.8 though. Yeah. No. Sometimes there's just a wall and there's nothing you can do. I guess I could try changing the LLC, but I don't know if that matters here. I don't know. I doubt it. We're not breaking the glass ceiling with this one. Oi! Okay, so the thermal, the LLC definitely actually makes a difference. In a bad way. And that's a crash. Well, at least that answers that. Overclocking is so easy. I don't know why everyone doesn't do it. It doesn't work, just change it. Well, there's more complicated stuff on newer ones, but, you know, back then, back in the good old days, set your frequency, set your V-core, that's it. That's all you had to do. The odds of hitting 4.8, I'm just going to say that's not going to happen. I'll put it at 1.4 and 4.7. You could mesh with the cache ratio too, but that's a lot harder to test. And it makes a lot less of a difference. I mean, I could just try matching and see what happens. Sometimes you can just match, sometimes you can't. I forgot to change the priorities to high, which makes a minor difference. Hey YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Big Poo Poo Fart 9999, and I'm here to show you how to overclock. Here, go to your BIOS and look for core ratio and make it go up. Go to vCore and make it go up. But it's more complicated with all the boosting stuff that modern processors do. If you want to keep that boosting behavior, since, you know, they can theoretically use so much power. Holy shit, 805! That's what I'm talking about. Now, what kind of score is that? 805. Yeah, that's pretty much in line with other scores. There are people who are running at 4.9 gigahertz that have lower scores on hardware bot. So that's not bad. That's not bad. That is a... well, 30% increase still. Yeah, 30% increase. Oh, well that actually matches the clock speed increase, which is, you know, what you want to see. It was a bit lower, like I said, because I opened hardware info and everything before. Now, let me just check the rules so that my score doesn't get banned. Benchmark window, rendered scene, and benchmate score. CPU Z tab for CPU and memory. Yes, you have to open it twice. That is so convenient. Not to mention that keeping these open will also marginally impact your score, as they are running code. With benchmate, benchmark window, rendered scene, and benchmate score. CPU Z tab for CPU and memory. Windows taskbar must be visible. No screenshot clipping or cropping. It is cringe, but what are you gonna do? Cry about it? It might be possible to get a bit higher. Well, that's what Benchmade is for. It uploads a verification file along with it. And I could maybe get a bit higher clock with base clock overclocking, but I don't trust your memory to go more than 3200. It's garbage. Wait a second. If I hit save, will this? No. Well, it's shorter anyway. Did you know that even moving your mouse will lower your score? Because Windows does, like, input interrupts? You can actually see, if you had an oscilloscope hooked up to the vCore, you would be able to see the input interrupts running, changing the voltage because the CPU just stops everything. Yeah. Heh 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 heh. Ho 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 ho. No, it's because the processor stops everything it's doing to handle the interrupt and decide what to do with it. Which is part of why benchmarks can crash if you're messing around and you have unstable, or rather bad, load line calibration. When it restarts the benchmark after handling the mouse input, the voltage can drop too low and it can crash. That's just Windows stuff. Linux handles it in a different way. No crashes so far. That's pretty good. Some of these, I mean, I might actually be able to run these at 4.8 since I was doing Y Cruncher, but you know, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. 4.8 compared to 4.7 is 2% more. And you know, this is just for fun to get a baseline. I don't believe that you can call it stable unless there are 0 workloads under which it will crash. And like it or not, that's a workload. If you're running valid code, your processor should not crash. Period. 30%. Well, Windows crashing and the hardware crashing are different things. Code can cause the hardware to become inconsistent and cause it to be unable to continue running. But so can overclocking because of hardware not functioning correctly. Oh wow, look at that cover load in so quick. I need to have that thing request low-res versions of the cover. Some of these covers are 50 megabytes because they're like scans. Whoa, look at that score. That's a big score. And you might ask yourself, why are you closing Benchmate every time? Well, that's because it doesn't actually save it if you don't close it. If it crashes, it doesn't save. You're huge. Hehe. Of course, none of these are going to be anything close to a record, because, you know, it's air. Yeah. What did I get for 7-zip? 23,000 MIPS. I wonder how much memory plays into 7-zip. I mean, there are people running at 4.7 who got... Well, I haven't done 7-zip yet, have I? I can't believe it hasn't crashed with the Uncore at 4.7. Although that could just be because the memory isn't particularly fast. The Uncore is like kind of the memory controller, not really, not strictly, but overclocking it makes memory access faster and the cache faster. 5,029. That's huge. You know, I also wish that HardwareBot actually had different categories for air cooling. You know, water, liquid nitrogen, etc. There's not really... I mean, you can filter the results. What the hell even is air stock? But not everyone puts in the type of cooling. Oh, I didn't type in R20 here. We'll do 7-zip. It is, I mean, it's good that people can get more performance without overclocking with all the modern boost stuff, but it's also pretty convenient to not have to worry about heat saturation affecting the results because it's just staying at 4.7 gigahertz, period. 30,000, well, 29,000. What was I looking at? Okay, yeah, that's pretty much accurate for 4.7 gigahertz. Any weird requirements? No. Get out of here, Microsoft Edge shortcut. I don't want you in my screenshot. Now let's see how Y-Cruncher goes. It's if it'll crash, it's gonna crash with Y-Cruncher. Oh wait, it did crash. Well, Y-Cruncher failed. And it's probably the ring clock. Maybe it'll work. Probably not though. That's a crash. Because, like I said before, Y-Cruncher really stresses the memory. Okay, I'll save Y Cruncher for last then. W prime? What do I have left? R15 Extreme, R24, which is going to take forever. I didn't record my 7-zip score here. 29709. Let's see if... Wait a second, I didn't set the priority to high for R20. It could be more faster. Marginally. I didn't set it for 7-zip either. I gotta pee really, really bad. What the hell do you mean by that? That is disgusting. It was marginally higher! Wow. That really paid off. That's a whole 15 points higher. Wowee. That could be the difference between a world record and not a world record. I mean, it wasn't, but it could have been. I'll rerun 7-zip. I guess 7-zip must not be very memory intense since it didn't crash. That one wasn't faster. Maybe it'll be faster if I run it again. I mean, it was barely slower. Maybe it's just got... Well, yeah, it does have quite a bit of variance. Marginally faster. W prime. $32. The first run was 7.435. That is 5.661. And 1024. I mean, it feels like a massive improvement, but you know, everybody could run these at 4.4 if they weren't if they had a functioning BIOS and if they knew about Intel XTU. Even my 4690K, I could do 4.8 on that with an all-in-one cooler, although it did degrade very badly. And eventually, I think it died. I don't know if it was the motherboard or the CPU, but eventually something died. I ran it at 4.8 when I got it, but by the time I stopped using it in my main computer, it could only run 4.4, which is pretty cringe. And I know one guy who says he has a 3770K that he can run at 5.2 gigahertz on air, which is insane. And I don't know if I believe him because he's kind of stupid, but that's what he says. I mean, it's possible. I just don't necessarily believe that he is doing it. Is it because of your obesity? That's a 31.6% improvement. All food is manufactured somehow by someone, if you think about it. Right? In God's country. Oh no, I didn't have the memory open in this screenshot. No! No! It won't be valid! Oh no! It won't be a valid benchmark. Wah! You didn't have the right tab open. Wah! It's crazy that they don't just, you know, accept the benchmate thing. Incredibly obese of you. I've heard that Pilk is actually really good. I'd try Pilk. No, I've heard it from more people, like the sausage guy. Ordinary sausage. But don't you give me an ellipses? He's fat, you know, just like us. Pilk sausage. One set. Oh, it's marginally slower than the last one. Whatever. Pie fast. $13.92. That's faster. You mean you don't have soda in your house? And you call yourself fat? $12.521. Okay. Okay. Well, I did overclock the ring, so that makes sense. But you know, it's not a 30% improvement because I didn't overclock the memory. Okay. R15 Extreme. What are you yapping about? sausage? Everyone says they like pilk. Not that I've had it. I would try it. No. You owe me $300. What the fuck? Give it to me now. I need it now, now, right now. 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 Right now. I need it now. 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 No. What? I'm saying now. $2.12. You gonna eat that gas station fries? Oh, hell nah. Oh, hell no. What? I thought R15 Extreme was on the hardware bot. Oh, they removed it. Why am I doing this then? I wonder if you can get back before the Cinebench 2024 run finishes. Ho 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 ho. Ho 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 ho. Ho 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 ho. Ho 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 ho. I haven't been recording locally this whole time, man. I meant to. Come on, blood, just work. Don't make me beg. Ah! Just work. There you go. Yeah. Oh God. Wait. Wait a second. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Wow, you're so fast. In and out. Wow, you're so fat. You're such an obesey, beezy, wheezy boy. We're just a bunch of little beezers, aren't we? Oh, you must have a very, very large, you know, you don't need anything else to feel powerful because you've already, you know, yeah. That's all the validation that you need. Oh. Wow. It's fun when you can get someone to land directly in the back, but it's hard to do. Am I? Yeah, they sure do go. Yeah! No, no, I'm not busted. I'm just trying to complete a 3-point turn with my large American truck. A 6-point turn with my large American truck. Which can't steer half the time. Because the plow lifts the tires off the ground. Ugh! Damn it. You know, there's not really much footage of that. I've tried. I think I've already seen all that there is, of which is not much. Also, you're gonna get my channel struck for copyright violation for watching other people's content without my transformative soy face reacting, you know? As a React channel, as scum of the earth, with the lowest tier content. Or running away from the cops in a semi-truck. I mean, I've always wanted to do it. There's not really any games that let you do that, you know, other than GTA. There's one trucking game, Hard Truck 2, which actually has cops that you can run from. But if you get... It also has gunship helicopters and like game over states. It's a really weird game. How the hell do I get onto the highway? You can't say that. Oh my god. Oh, it's almost done. Oh, hell. More like your unk. 'Cause you're old. They're driving into their own roadblock. Only 2.5, 1.5 more tiles. Good Lord. It's done! Well, yeah, trucks have so much torque. And they have redundant tires. That's 301 over 239. That's 25%. So that just leaves Y Cruncher 1B because I'm not waiting for anything larger to run. I'll try lowering the ring cache to 4.4. Oh, I forgot to disable melt. It crashed. I forgot to disable meltdown mitigations too, although I don't know if that matters when you don't have hyperthreading. At least it reboots quickly. DDR5 platforms. They're hell. No, it doesn't. It's 4 cores, 4 threads. No, the 6700K has hyperthreading. This does not have hyperthreading. It doesn't have hyperthreading. Okay, this stock was 3.5. So if it still crashes, then it's a core issue, not a ring issue. It's a core issue. Yeah. I mean, Y Cruncher is just that intense. Sometimes you can't even run Y Cruncher on stock configurations. Which, you know, you should never sell a computer which can't run a stock configuration, but Y Cruncher is exceptional. It's hyper optimized. Hyper optimized. Hyper. It's probably the best workload for stability testing. If it can survive Y Cruncher, it'll probably survive anything. But you do need to run the actual benchmark, not just run the stress tests, because the benchmark actually has a really varied load. Ooh, etc. $105.361, 85.261, 23% somewhat memory bound compared to the other ones. But mostly CPU here. I mean, with this crappy motherboard, it's not bad. On air, you can't complain. Can't complain about that. Hard to complain about that. Okay, time to submit all these scores. And hope I don't get banned. Oh boy, I hope I do it all correctly. Pi Prime is actually so memory latency bound that they don't sort it by your CPU. They just sort it by memory type. Actually, they don't even do that. DDR4 can actually get lower latency than DDR5 in Pi Prime. Like half of the top 10 list is DDR4, and it took a couple years for DDR5 to be able to beat DDR4 at all. Wow. Even more? Uh-huh. Well, I guess I'll delete this run, which is invalid and old. Points. I got points, perhaps. Are these public? That's what I want to know. Is my profile like super duper banned or... No, it looks like they're showing up. Well... Okay. I mean, I guess that's all I have to do here now. I don't want to try overclocking the memory. It's just gonna be garbage memory. I did not say that. I did not say that at all. Nothing like that whatsoever. I have no idea what you're talking about. That definitely didn't happen. Oh well, I guess that's it. Well, guys, I guess that's it.